Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the full review for this Garmin Venu 2 Plus smartwatch. And guys, if you don't know, Garmin produces high-end watches for professionals, athletes and that kind of stuff, and generally their watches were targeted towards the professionals, people who go on hiking, etc. But this Venu, they are trying to make it like a smartwatch competitor, and this one in fact has touchscreen support, comes with an AMOLED screen. So let's have a look at this. This is the one that I'm wearing. I've been actually using this for the past 2 weeks, so I'll share the experience I had with this one. In fact, this is the Venu 2 Plus. There is also a regular Venu 2 variant, and I think so for most of you that might be better. I'll talk about that also, what's the difference. So let's break it down between the pros and cons. And the good thing with this Garmin is that it works both with iPhones as well as Android phones. In fact, the app and everything is exactly the same on both. I used it on both to test how well it works. So that way, I would say it's compatible with Android as well as iOS. In fact, the good thing is that the data that the Garmin tracks is also actually reflected in Apple's own health tracking system. So if you have been using that, let's say you have been using Apple Watch, etc., all the data is whatever Garmin tracks is reflected over here. So let's break it down between the pros and cons. But before that, let me give you a physical overview, then we'll jump into it. Let me just zoom in a little bit more towards the watch so that you have a better idea. So this is the watch itself, and this one is having an AMOLED screen, guys, and this is a touch screen that we are getting on this one. Generally, with most of the Garmin watches, it was just physical control, but this comes with a touch screen. But we have 3 physical buttons also on this one, and it's a good quality AMOLED screen that we are getting, and it's easily visible even in direct sunlight. So that way, it's a good one. The top button, you can customize this one. If you press this, you can add your activities over there. Tons and tons of activities that you can add to this one. And if you hold on to this one for some time, you get to the other options that you have, Bluetooth, etc. The biggest strength that we have with Garmin compared to any other smartwatches, like for example, this is the Apple Watch, have used Android smartwatches, etc., is in terms of battery life. Generally, with most of the true smartwatches like Apple Watch or even the Samsung Galaxy Watch, etc., the battery life that you get is generally about 1.5 days, and after that you have to charge. This one, generally all Garmin products excel in terms of battery life. This Garmin claims about 9 days of battery life, but I'm getting anywhere from about 5 to 7 days of battery life per charge, and that is very, very important, guys, for a fitness kind of a person. So I could also actually wear it at night, so it does actually extensive sleep tracking and all those things, and how is your sleep and the other parameters it tracks at night is very important for your health. So in those aspects it excels, and again, as a fitness activity watch, it's Garmin, it's the benchmark, so all that is done, no doubt about it. And let's just use the Android phone to give you an idea. Of course, when you go to walks or runs and stuff, it tracks and gives you idea about it, how much you have walked. On GPS will track the data and all those things. It also gives you insights about that. So all this is actually done very well. This is typically Garmin, they excel in this. So you get about this, and it's all about the tracking. In fact, I'm not wearing it. It does continuous heart tracking all the time. It's not like it's doing just once every 5 minutes or something like that. Continuous heart tracking. So this is important and gives you an idea about your activity and stuff. So resting heart rate is actually a very important thing. Once now I've crossed 40, health is being important. So as you can see, it tracks all this data, and the more you use, the more data you have on this one. You can go down. So as you can see, in fact, another good thing that Garmin does, and because it's basically oriented towards fitness and all those things, there's a lot of auto tracking also it does. For example, if you just run, etc., it'll track your jogs, etc. In fact, I'm biking these days, and automatically it also detected, as you can see, these 2 small icons when I was biking. I didn't have to invoke it. So auto tracking is very well done on this one and gives a lot of data. Apart from that, it tracks. I'm not wearing it, that's why it's not showing here. Otherwise, in real time, it would have shown me the heart rate. Let me just wear it for some time so that it updates it. And again, another thing that is important, this is known as body battery, and this gives you an idea how active and fresh you are per day. And yesterday I didn't sleep properly, though I slept a lot. In fact, that is important sleep tracking that I want. I was very restless, so it said that I only charged about 20% yesterday night. Generally, you should charge a lot more, 60 to 70%. And throughout the day, how much you have charged and how much you have lost, it calculates that. So yesterday, as I've told you, I got a positive charge of only 20 plus 20 points, and I've already drained 6 out of this one. Also, this continuously tracks the stress that you're having throughout the day continuously, and this is actually very, very important these days. Again, it gives you a score. The lower is better on this one. As you can see, the resting phase I just had yesterday, I don't know, I slept a lot in fact, but it was a very restless sleep. So that's also tracked. So it tracks the intensity, minutes that you're doing. Of course, it does the step tracking and all those things. Another thing that I've noticed is that in many of the fitness stuff and all those things, automatically you set the goal, let's say 7,500 steps or 6,000. Here, based on what your current health is, that day it gives you a goal of number of steps. So the number of goals of the steps, it is continuously changing every day for me, as you can see. So this is a small thing that I've noticed, different from other trackers or health fitness. It actively tracks what's your status of your body that day, and based on that, it sets the goals automatically. So that's a small touch. Of course, it detects the number of floors that you're climbing and all this thing, calorie. Sleep, as I've told you, it tracks sleep quite a bit. Yesterday, I slept a lot, but my sleep was very poor yesterday. And as you can see, it says it's bad. It even detects the movement that you were having and the respiration that you were doing while you were in sleep. This is an important thing, the respiration. For example, as you can see, it gave me a sleep score of just 34 out of 10, and the quality of my sleep was pretty poor, as you can see. So it gives data about all that information. So it's not like you might say I've slept for 6 or 7 hours, but what is the quality of the sleep that you had? And this is actually, I'm noticing closely, if I go last 7 days, see, I had a very good sleep score earlier, and I was a lot fresh on those days, very bubbly and cheerful, a lot of energy. But whenever the sleep score was falling down, by just about half the day, I was feeling lethargic or something. So this is a small thing that I'm noticing. So I have to, it's not the number of hours of sleep, but the quality of sleep that you are getting. Again, as I've told you, even respiration, it tracks during sleep also. As I've told you, your fitness, okay, we have a fitness tracker, we have Apple Watch, etc. We weigh it throughout the day, but because the battery life on these traditional smartwatches is simply not that great, at night we have to remove it and put it on charge. That's not the case with this one. So I can go with sleep with this one, and it is tracking a lot of things during the sleep. So it also tracks the respiration that you're having and gives an average. During sleep, it says it was 15 minutes. Average when I'm awake, it's about 13. And healthy, it says, is between 10 to 20. And again, based on your age, the values are a little bit different. Of course, weight, you have to input to whatever weight is there. Heart rate, all those things it tracks and all those things. Apart from this, another small thing that I found interesting is that they call it what? It's a fancy word. If I go over here, if I go to health stats, okay, they call this fitness age. Your biological age might be whatever. My biological age is 44. I'll soon be 45. But this, based on the activity, your body and all those things, what it's tracking, it gives you a fitness age. According to this one, it says my fitness age is 41. And I can bring it down to about 37.5 if I work on a few things. So this is a nice thing. In fact, this is a good thing. I would say if your fitness age is below your biological age, you are fit. But let's say if it was 47 or 48, I would have been worried. So this is a small thing that it does, and this actually changes based on your fitness level, how much you're working out and all those things. So these are small things that it does. Again, it gives a lot of information. Again, as I've told you, the biggest strength of this one is the tracking and all those things that it does. For example, this is performance stats. It gives the VO2 max also at continuously detects throughout the day and all those things. I'm in the decent range, I would say, for my age. Again, it says for my age it is decent. So again, you get a lot of smart watches that you are getting, but this one, the Garmin products, are basically they're tracking your health and all these other aspects, which I feel is important after a certain age. And again, if you're a fitness kind of a guy, you have all those marathon runs tracking. In fact, you also have something known as Garmin Coach on this one. If I go over here, you have the coaching services over here. It's actually included. You don't have to pay the training. Actually, you have workout courses and all those things. You can enroll into workout. Let's say you want to do a 10-minute workout, 15-minute workout. You can actually check this, and it helps you get an animation over here to help you to work out. Again, it's all that fitness tracking and all those things that you are having. In fact, you can also Google about Garmin Coach. The Garmin Coach functionality is also actually included on this one. Apple also has something like that, but for that you have to pay separately. So all those things are actually included in this watch. And again, as I've told you, this is mostly geared towards people who are more into fitness and they're bothered about their health. And in fact, if you know anybody who's very active athlete kind of person, they will vouch for Garmin because of all this. And so this is what it is. But now it's easier touch-based controls that you're having, and now it comes with an AMOLED screen. This one also has actually a speaker and a microphone. So actually with this plus version, you can actually take calls on this one. In fact, if the middle button, if you press Google Assistant, what's the time in New York?
The time in New York City, New York, United States is 12:44 a.m.
So the middle button is nothing but assistant. On Android phone, obviously it works with the Google Assistant. On an iOS, that's an iPhone, this one works with Siri. So this is the new functionality that they have come in the Plus version. The non-Plus version is exactly the same watch, but you don't have the speaker and the assistant functionality. This one is for almost 47,000. The regular Venu 2 is for about 40,000. So if you think you won't be bothered about taking calls on the phone or using that assistant functionality, then I think so the regular Venu 2 might be a better one. In fact, to be very frank, yes, you can take calls on the smartphones, even with the Apple Watch. But trust me, I've been using smartwatches for such a long time. I almost never take calls on this one because the clarity is not that great. Let me talk about some of the things that I did not like. Yes, you have this, Google Assistant functionality. As a basic Google Assistant, it works. But let's say I'm going to send an SMS. Let me just close this watch. This is my phone. And now I'm going to send an SMS from this phone. This is a different number to this one, which is attached to my watch. I'm going to say hi. And this should actually come to the watch now. Yeah, it came, no problem. And if I hit this triple button, I can dismiss it, I can reply it. Let's just reply it. So we have some canned replies over here. I will say on my way or something like that. And now this will send the message. This is fine. This sends it and I got the message. But I feel here Garmin has missed a thing. Yes, that text canned replies are okay, but they should have given an option of a microphone icon or something. Just by pressing that, with a voice you could have sent a message. If they could have implemented that, it would have been a lot more functional. But as of now, that functionality is simply not there. So that's why I say, yes, this Venu Plus has that voice functionality with the Google Assistant, but it is pretty limited as of now. Next thing is regarding, this is a touch screen, guys, but again, I feel they haven't optimized the interface totally for this one. For example, if I open this left swipe actually does not do anything, not this swipe does anything. The only interactions that you have is bottom swipe and top swipe, and here also it's the same thing that it is doing. In fact, I can read the notifications. I have to go all the way over here, and here I have the notifications, and from here I can click and read it. They could have just implemented a simple swipe like this, left swipe like this, to see the notifications. It's a smartwatch, but the implementation, I feel they're fully not taking advantage of this one. Hopefully they implement it. Another thing is that, again, as a smartwatch, so you have a ton of smart faces. You can change it. I'm just liking this one. And if you notice this, we have 3 complications. You can actually adjust what complications you have. But if I click on this complication, let's say this heart rate, nothing is happening. This should have actually taken me to the heart rate over here, but that it's again not doing. So I feel they really need to work on the interface of this and make it touch friendly. I just hope they do it with a software update, because that will make it a lot more functional for people who are used to traditional smartwatches. In traditional smartwatches, you have those complications and stuff. If you touch it, you directly go to that area. But here, you have to go through hoops, and so ease of use, I would say, could have been better. This is the gray color variant, and a good thing is that the back is actually stainless steel, so build quality is not an issue, and it comes with this gray this strap. It's good. It's rubber based strap, and you can even remove it. But again, even the casing color is in gray instead of this, because now if I change the strap to, let's say, a black one or something generic, it will look very odd, because this one is in gray color. I feel they should have launched this variant in stainless steel color or a black color or something like that. That would have made it a lot better, in my frank opinion. In terms of comfort, don't get me wrong, it's a very comfortable watch. The straps are really good. You can just wear it throughout the day. You don't even feel it. But again, small things like this could have been better. Next thing is regarding the pricing in India. All these Garmin products are actually pretty expensive in India, because these are imported, so you get that import tax and also that GST. So the price is very high. This Venu 2 Plus in India is almost 47,000. As I've told you, the regular Venu 2 that does not have that Google Assistant one and that speaker and microphone, you can have it for about 7,000 less. And I think so, if you're that fitness kind of a person, that one makes more sense than this one, because you don't get that full Google functionality to reply to SMS via voice, or replies to WhatsApp, etc. via voice as of now. And next small thing, this is again a nitpick, not a strict con, guys. Regarding the charging, you charge it with this supplied cable, and this charges very well. And again, as I've told you, the battery life is like this. You charge it, but I feel they could have just given a magnetic charger, that's a Qi charger, like Apple Watch or even Samsung Watch does that. That would have made it a lot better, because you could have then charged it easily with any Qi charger. Right now, if you have to actually use this proprietary cable. So that's a small thing that they could have implemented. But nevertheless, I would say still, if you are that fitness kind of a person, health tracking and all those other things that I've mentioned is very important to you, you can definitely have a look at this one. The biggest advantage, I would say, compared to traditional smartwatches that this Garmin has is that battery life that you're getting. Almost about 6 to 7 days of real usage that you're getting, which is simply not possible with traditional smartwatches. So that's the biggest strength, and the health and other tracking that it's doing. So if you're that kind of a person, you can have a look at this one. In fact, guys, this Venu 2 series is not the premium series from Garmin. The premium series is actually the Phoenix one, which is used by most athletes and all this thing. And that one actually cost almost about 70 to 80,000. Anyways, this was the Venu 2 Plus. What do you guys think about the same? Do let me know in the comment section. Anyways, guys, this is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.